Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm Chris from ilather.com, and today we're going to do a face shaving video with Soap Commander Endurance, which is a wonderful soap made by wonderful people. Scent on this is beautiful. If you're a fan of the Old Spice type vintage type scent, really nice. It'll take you back if your dad or grandfather or someone used Old Spice. That's what it smells similar to. Scent strength is right dead in the middle for me, about a 5. And again, we will use this today. We're also going to use the Harry's razor again. This will be shave number 3. So we're seeing how much mileage we can get out of this blade. So far, the first 2 were very good. Let me wet the face and we'll get going. Stay tuned. All right, and here we go today with our Soap Commander Endurance, which has that classic Old Spice type scent, which is quite nice. Reminds me of, you know, my dad had some, or my grandfather. I can't remember. Probably both. But nice classic type scent, and you know the soap is going to be very good because it is Soap Commander, and I've always said that Soap Commander is the most consistent soap maker, artisan soap maker. Everything they do with great consistency, and they do it well. You know, you're always getting the same type of quality, same type of soap, same firmness, same everything, almost the same level of fill in the jar. They do everything with great consistency and, you know, great integrity and all the rest of it. Very nice people. Folks that I enjoy, really like the way they do things. And so I'm always happy to use their stuff because they're just fine people. All right. So again, Harry's on shave number 3, and we'll see how much mileage we can get out of this blade. So far, the shaves have been quite good with it. And again, I'm just using this as a test. No, I'm not switching to carts for my face, but you know, a lot of people pop off in this hobby about things stink and they don't even try it. Or they reflect back to when they used to use something the old way. And again, when I used to use carts, I'd put that crappy edge gel on, and I wouldn't even have a good lather, and I'd try to do it all in one pass. That was a recipe for disaster, and I had poor shaves. But since I've been experimenting with these carts using a traditional method, I've had pretty good luck. Is it a good value? Financially speaking, no, because the carts are fairly expensive, although some of these clubs like Harry's are less expensive and at much better prices than, say, Gillette, you know, Fusion. If you buy them in the store, the blades are very expensive on carts. That's really the drawback. But for me, I found that they do a fine job shaving, at least up to this point. I have not had any problem with ingrown hairs or irritation, so long as I'm using a good soap and using a traditional method. That's what I find is working for me. You're seeing it on these videos, so I'm not just making it up. Excellent first pass. Stay tuned. We'll come back for pass 2. So anyhow, I figured I'd try it just because it works really well on my head. And again, this video this particular blade, I've only done face shaves on because shaving your head will wear a blade much faster. A head shave is like 2 full face shaves. There's more area. The hair is generally tougher. So I don't want to wear the blade out head shaving. Wanted to just leave this one for face shaving just to see how many I get out of it. To see if it's, you know, if I can get a week out of it, or if it really, at some point, the blade quality just really falls over the cliff, if it's rather quickly or not. So far, it still feels very sharp and very smooth. Let's get a little water here. There we go. Very sharp and very smooth. And when using, you know, traditional soap, traditional method, proper technique, it's been working quite Well, now there are folks who will say they won't use a cart under any circumstance. That is okay. I'm just trying this as an experiment to see if it works. And you can claim I'm full of baloney if you want, but the results speak for themselves. And this still feels quite smooth. Feels quite nice. No problems. I don't feel that it's yanking hairs out of my face. That's often what people say these multi-blades do. It does not appear to me, or I can't feel it. If it is happening, I certainly can't feel it. It doesn't feel as if it's, you know, pulling hairs up and cutting. To me, it feels like a traditional blade, just more of them. However, it's entirely possible that I just can't, you know, I just can't feel it, and it's doing that. But I'm not having any problem with irritation or anything like that. So far, it's done quite well. That doesn't mean that you should run out and buy a bunch of carts. But if you want to try it, you know, use your traditional soap and see how you feel about it. You may still feel it stinks. For me, I found that it's, you know, pretty smooth. Actually feels good. My face doesn't feel any more fatigued after using one of these than it does a DE razor or single edge razor. All right, that's an excellent second pass. Stay tuned. We'll go back for pass 3. All right, and here we go, pass 3. The soap has performed brilliantly and beautifully, as has the razor, to be honest. Again, not seeking to convince you that this is the best fit for you. I just wanted to do this experiment to see how it works for me. And I'm confident now, at least, that for a few shaves, because today is the 3rd, unless the blade just falls over the cliff during this pass, that, you know, I know at this point that, like, I can use Harry's and get 3 quality shaves out of it using a traditional method if I had to, no problem. And it's helpful to know that if you find yourself in a position where you don't have your traditional gear. And I've received a lot of emails from folks who thanked me for taking this experiment on because they still either use a cart on their head or sometimes a cart on their face, and they're afraid to actually mention it in these forums and groups because they're afraid of being heckled and all the rest. Look, folks, use what you want to use, all right? Whether it be a soap that I don't use or I don't like, or a razor that I don't use or I like, or anyone else. Use what works best for you. If you find the Harry's really nails it and gives you a really great quality shave, then use it. If you're okay with the cost and the performance, use it. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or says, including me. There are a lot of soaps that I won't use and brands, but that does not mean you shouldn't. And I don't seek to steer you away from those brands, because they all have their, although I don't agree with the way some folks do their business and necessarily things that they've done, I don't think it's my role to steer you away from them. I just don't use them. And, you know, it's my nature that when I see things that are ridiculous, sometimes I'll call it out. Like the titanium razor that came out with the $395 titanium razor that came out with the poor packaging. Look, if packaging isn't important to you, buy it and use it. All right, I've always said, take a number of opinions in and consider it before making your decision. Not just me, not just Mantic or Geo Fat Boy or the Clean Shaver or Jam and G.I. James or whoever. Do your research the way you like, and then use what you like, and then be happy with it. And don't worry about being heckled by other people. You know, if you don't want to share that you use a cart publicly, I understand, that's okay. But don't feel bad about using it. If you're using your traditional method, you're still traditional shaving. You're just using modern gear with your traditional method. And if it works, that's the key. You know, it's not all about just using something that is old. It's about getting a great shave. Ultimately, that should be your goal and what drives you. Not just using something that's, you know, a razor that's 50 years old, or the method I think is important because it works. But if you want to alter the method a little bit, you can do that too. It's totally up to you. But don't worry about it. I can tell you right now, this was a good shave on shave number 3. All right, let me rinse the face. We'll come back and do the post. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back with the magic made by witches, Thayers Witch Hazel, which is great stuff. And boy, I'm going to tell you, I got a nice quality shave with Harry's on shave number 3. So blade's still in really good working order. No problem at all with that. So we'll continue to plug away with it and see how many shaves we get out of it. It's a nice razor for a cart for the price. Not bad. Again, if you have to use it or just want to, it's definitely an option. And there's a look at it. Handle feels nice and rubbery. Nice little razor. All right, let's do a quick review of the gear, before we get to the aftershave. Soap Commander Endurance. Big thumbs up. Excellent. If you like the scent of Old Spice, get it. It's fantastic. Wolf Whiskers 7 C's with Plisson knot was outstanding. And of course, Harry's, which some people will balk at, but I'm here to tell you it's working. So it is what it is. All right, now on to the aftershave, and we'll close this baby out. This is Pinaud Vanilla, which is a nice, inexpensive aftershave. I don't have any Old Spice. I need to get some Old Spice next time I'm at the drugstore to match it up with these soaps that smell like Old Spice. And just like that, we are ready to roll. Got a Pinaud Vanilla on, and good shape. Thanks everybody once again for joining. I'll be doing a head shaving video, which you'll see later today. So you're going to want to come back and check that one out, because that is where I will announce the winner of the West Coast Shaving Safety Razor, stainless. So please come back and check it out. As always, we thank you for joining us. Give it a thumbs up if you liked the video, and if you didn't, it happens sometimes. You just don't like it. Anyway, thanks again for joining us. Until next time, let's help make the entire world shave great once again.